All right, what do we have left? A whole lot of deburring. Okay, the reason we left this for last is we don't want a whole bunch of tool changes. So let's go ahead and deburr what we see in this axis because we just got done drilling and it won't have to index anywhere. So we're going to do 2D chamfer, select your chamfer mill from the library, 1/4 inch chamfer mill. And we're going to go to geometry tab and we're going to start on the outside. We're going to pick that face, then the pocket itself, and we don't need to do the holes because they've already been done by the spot drill. Make sure your arrows are on the correct side of the part. And we're going to go to the heights tab, and for this one we can go model top on everything. And then on the next tab we're going to leave all this at default except for we're going to go 80 thousandths on our depth and make sure that we're getting the edge of the cutter. Go ahead and put smoothing on just for when it's rounding these corners. And then on the linking tab we can leave all this at default and we'll hit OK. Okay, so we got our chamfers on the end. Now let's rotate to the first side we did other features on. Okay, so we already have this chamfer. We can't cut this one because it'll kill the cutter. We did cut past a little bit. And then we have this chamfer and this chamfer over here. We also have the chamfer on the pocket, and then we have the one down in here. Now, the one on the top of the pocket and one of these edges will happen 4 times. The one with these small pockets, we're going to have to do those individually per face. So let's do the ones that are going to be duplicated first. So we're going to duplicate this chamfer command. Edit that chamfer command. We have to go to the multi-axis tab. We're going to have to check the tool orientation box. We're going to select the face that's facing the spindle. We're going to select the x-axis, okay, which in my case didn't need to be flipped. We're going to go to geometry, and we need to clear out what's already in there. We're going to pick the top of the pocket, make sure the arrow's on the inside of the pocket, and then we're going to go to this chain selection menu. We're going to go to single chain, and we're going to select the top of one edge, and so it should be on the left side. And then we're going to go to the heights tab, and just for safety we're going to go to stock top on everything from the side, just to make sure. Okay, we're going to go to the linking tab, or passes tab. We'll leave all this at default. And then on the linking tab, we should be able to leave all this at default as well. So let's hit OK. Alright, so we got our cut in the side, and when we have this one pass here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do another pattern. So we're going to create a new pattern, and we're going to do a circular pattern. It's going to ask us for the axis. Let's pick on the cylinder of the platter of the fifth axis, and we want this to occur in 4 places. Hit OK, and we're going to change this to the name to the 4x pattern 2. So our chamfer command we just did on this side, we're going to drag that, put it inside the folder, and now it'll populate when we highlight it to do it on the other 3 faces. So that's it for the patterning. Now we need to go through and just deburr each of these holes individually. So we can go back up to our chamfer command that we copied. We actually want to copy the one that's inside the pattern folder because it has settings that are closer to what we're doing. Right click on it, hit duplicate, And then we're going to need to drag it outside of the folder. Collapse the folder, and then we need to move the folder up so that it's before the pattern folders are before this one we're going to modify. We're going to right click on the copy. We're going to go edit. We can keep all this stuff at default. Even the tool orientation for this first one stays the same. We're going to go to geometry, and we're going to clear the geometry that's there, and then we're going to reselect the top of this little button piece. And then on the heights tab, we'll leave everything the same. On the passes side, I don't think we can go 80 thousandths deep. This is not that deep, so let's do 55. And that way make sure that with cutter mismatch we're not hitting the bottom. Okay, now we're going to move to the next side. Right click on that chamfer routine. We're going to hit duplicate. Right click on the duplicate. We're going to edit it. We need to go to multi-axis tab. We're going to pick a different face for Z-axis orientation. Let's go ahead and reselect our X-axis edge. We're going to go to geometry. Make sure you cleared out all the selections. We're going to pick the tops of each of these features. Next, the heights tab. Clearance height should be fine. The linking tab should be fine. And the linking tab should be fine. Okay, we're going to rotate to the side with 6. We're going to duplicate this toolpath. I'm going to go edit. Tool orientation, again, we got to change the face, which way it's orientating. We're going to reselect our X-axis edge. We're going to go to geometry. We're going to clear out all the selections. And now we're going to select the top 6 edges. And we should be able to keep everything else at default. Hit OK. And then we have our last side, the one with 2. We're going to duplicate this. Right click on it. Geometry tab. We're going to pick on the face. The face is the spindle. We're going to reselect our X-axis. Looks like it flipped on me this time. Go to geometry, clear out our selections. Select our 2 pockets. Or 2 chamfers, I mean. Heights tab, passes tab, and linking tab all stay at default. And that should be it for the 5-axis work for this part. Okay, now we've completed all the 5-axis work. It's time to work on the 3-axis, the last side. Okay, we're going to expand our models and we're going to hide the TRT. We're not going to use that for our last operation, which is to cut the pocket on the bottom of this. We do need to go back to design, and we need to look at what we have here, and we'll need to hide the TRT in this mode as well. And we have the body for the stock visible right now. Let's make the stock invisible. Let's rotate our part. So we're looking at the pocket. And we're going to go to our design panel. A copy of our generic vise we've been using. And we're going to pick 5/8 parallels. We want to be able to get our calipers under it to measure heights. So we'll go with the 5/8. And we do some orientation to get the vise in the orientation we want. Okay, we're going to go with a joint. We're going to pick the center edge of the parallel. And on the other end, we're going to pick the front edge Okay, but our cube, we were selecting on the center edge of our chamfer. So we need to offset in the direction of that 10,000 so it sits on top of the parallel. We're going to hit OK. It's 2¼ inches. So we're going to change the throat size on the vise to match. Okay, so our part should be centered in the vise. Front edge and centered. Okay, now we can go back to manufacturer mode. And we're going to create a new setup. All right, so it's defaulting to stock from the previous operation, which that's okay. But we need to select what's our model. So we need to expand the 7320 and select that as our actual model. So we're sure we have that assigned. And we want to do a z-axis plane and x-axis. Select something that's in the orientation of the spindle. And then our x-axis isn't going to be a face, it's going to be an edge. And then we're not going to a stock box point, we're going to go to a model box point. And let's pick the lower left corner. And that'll put us on machine faces. And you'll have to, of course, use a 1, 2, 3 block to transfer your origin down to that location. Now we're going to go to stock. From previous is fine. We're going to mill all this material down. And on the top, we're going to call this the 7322 op2. And we're going to use WCS1 for this because we're going back to a traditional vise. And we'll hit OK. Let's change our name to op2, 3-axis, just to make it clear which is which. So you're going to need to use 5-axis post-processor for this and a 3-axis post-processor for this other one. Alright, we got a fair amount of material to remove. So we are going to use the, we're already going to use the 1/2-inch end mill. Okay, we're going to do a base mill cut. We're going to select from our library 1/2-inch end mill. We don't need anything on the multi-axis tab because this is 3-axis. We're going to go to the geometry tab. Take the default, that's the size of the stock body that we had used. For our heights, we're going to leave all this at default. So we're milling off between this light blue and the dark blue. It's quite a bit of material. We're going to go to Passes tab. Let's do our pass direction. I want to go against the vice jaw. So forward and back. 0 degrees. Our pass extension is going to be 0.26. No stock offset. Step over. Let's do 0.2. We are going to do multiple depths. Our maximum step down is going to be half a diameter, 0.25. We'll go ahead and do a finishing step. Just make sure we're getting a nice clean thing. Our finishing step down is going to be 0.01. We're going to use even step downs. And we're going to check the both sides tab. Then we're going to go on to the linking tab. We're going to do everything except for this pesky vertical lead-in I don't like. Make sure maximums, make sure the keep tool down box is selected, and we're going to hit OK. Yeah, I should make quick work of that. Now we're going to go in with that same tool, and we're going to do a 2D pocket, and we're going to pocket the inside of our device here. We're using the same tool. We're going to go to the Heights tab, and now we're going to go from Model Top, because the Model Top is significantly shorter than what the stock was originally. And we're going to go to the Linking tab. Our maximum step over is going to be 0.25. We're going to use the Morph Spiraled function. We're going to do multiple depths. We're going to do 0.125 as our maximum depth for this, because we want our pocket to come out nice to tolerance. One finishing step down at 10 thousandths. Use even step downs. We're going to do finishing passes. Use wear compensation. Our smoothing deviation should be 4/10. We're going to do one finishing pass at 10 thousandths. We're going to do leads and finishes. We need to go back and finish only at final depth. We're going to select the smoothing deviation. And we're going to select feed optimization so it slows down in the corners. We're going to go to the linking tab. We want to keep the tool down. All these lead-ins are fine except for the vertical. We're going to set that at 0. Instead of doing a helix, we're going to do a zigzag. And we're going to set our ramp clearance at 0.05 instead of 100 thou. And then we should be able to hit OK. Alright, so there's our cut with the morph spiral. It's going to slow down in the corners with the feed optimization. Okay, so now we have these holes to cut. We're going to go to drilling. We're going to select from our library our spot drill. And we're going to select just the chamfers, just the countersinks, or lead-ins, whatever you want to call them. Do not select the hole, you're going to drill too deep. Heights tab, we're going to leave everything at default. We're going to go to cycle, we're going to do deep drilling cycle. We're going to keep the defaults and we're going to hit OK. So there's our 4 drilled holes. Now we're going to go back to drilling, and we're going to, these are 1032 screw holes. So we're going to select from our library our number 11 drill, which is the tap drill for the form tap. We're going to keep all the default settings on the feeds and speeds. On geometry, we're going to select the countersinks and the holes. On the Heights tab, we're going to keep all the initial stuff. We're going to go from Model Top. And we are going to drill our tip through, and we're going to go an additional 0.1 deeper. That way our tap doesn't hit bottom. Cycle. We're going to do a deep drilling cycle. We'll retract. Keep the default settings. Hit OK. Okay, we've now drilled our 4 holes. Now we're going to go in and we're going to do the tapping. So go to drill. We're going to select from our tool library our 1032 form tap, tool number 14. We're going to go to geometry tab. We're going to pick the countersinks and the holes again. We're going to go to heights tab. We're going to change this to model top. We're going to leave everything else at default. Cycles tapping, hit OK. Alright. Now all we have left is a deburring pass to do on the inside and outside of this part. So we're going to go 2D. We're going to do a 2D, sorry, chamfer. We're going to select from our library our chamfer mill. We're going to select the top edge of our chamfers for both the outside of the part and the pocket. Our heights tab, again, we're going to go from model top on both these. And then on the next tab, we're going to do a tip offset of 0.08. And the rest stays at default. And then on the linking tab, we can leave everything at default and hit OK. And we should get our final deburring passes. Now, we're not really going to get this valley we have here because the material was removed on the 5-axis work. Okay, there we go. We finished the entire part. Nice work. We'll catch you on the next one.